What is the key ingredient for communication to take place? For a message to be sent, but more importantly, for the message you want to be received the way you want it received. It's connection. What gets them out of the bed every morning and excited? That's what you need to find out. And there are lots of ways to ask those questions because everybody loves to talk about themselves, don't they? Now, here's where you get your competitive edge. Business, if it's well done, comes from both the heart and the head. You've got your shoulders back and your head is straight up and down. What it is subliminally saying is, I'm an expert. I know what I'm doing. You can have confidence in what I'm telling you. When I was on the air at CNN, every hair had to be in place. I weighed 1.5 pounds. It was crazy. And so I did learn that there was this critical voice going on all the time. The way I stopped it and the way I suggest other people stop it is become conscious of it, become aware of it, and if you're in mid-critical thought, oh, I could have done that better, oh, I didn't handle that well, I'll stop in mid-thought. Stop. And tell yourself something great about you and what you do. And when you get that habit from the critical person into someone who's giving yourself attaboys, you know what happens? Your productivity and your performance gets better. Nerves are just awful, aren't they? Actually, nerves are your alert pill. Nerves, here's a news flash, nerves are normal. If you don't have nerves, your energy is going to be flat. You have got to use that energy. And then you start to breathe very shallowly and lose your train of thought because you don't have enough air in your brain. Whenever that happens, stop, pause. Everybody's going to think, oh, there's a real kernel of information coming. Get a big breath in, the thought will come right back. When you look at the inside cover of an annual report, and there are all the officers standing there with their fig leaves. Aren't they? Everybody's shiny and clean. They brush their teeth, they comb their hair, and they're standing there with fig leaves. Get rid of your fig leaf. Get rid of it. Get into this more authoritative pose. Guys especially are guilty of this one. It's what I call the gunslinger. Okay. Some people use a double gunslinger. The rule of thumb is, if one body part is touching another body part, you're doing it wrong. Get rid of this. Get rid of what I call the Prince Charles. I know more than you and I'm royal and you're not. Or, I call this Velcro hands. How many people have seen people do this? Now let me tell you. Right? This is the pretzel everybody knows. So those are just a few. We talk a lot in my class about the rule of threes. Our neuro pathways are really deep when it comes to threes. And so we have grown up learning 3 blind mice, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. What's an area code? 3 digits. We learn, we retain, we keep, we appreciate in threes. This isn't conscious. But when only 2 points are talked about, there is a sense that there's something missing. I don't know what it is. So if you have only 2, subdivide one of them. And everybody, when they put your shoulders back, people go, don't they? What is that? All right, Here's the trick about how to put your shoulders back. Rotate your elbows. Reporters learn how to use the pause when they want to really find out something important. They just hush. Don't be afraid of silence. When you know nothing's going on up at the front of the room, what happens? You look up. What's going on up there? And just because you know your field, and just because you're good at it, does not mean you have to impart everything you know. I call it putting together your goal and what's in it for that other person. I call that a target statement, because if those two intersect as a concept, you're on target. You are never talking to a group. You are talking to each individual.
Very good. I wish I had known some of those things for many years.